What do countries with Viking ancestry have in common with the Turkic countries? The writing system? Yes, but not really. At first glance, we can notice some similarities between the Viking runes in the ancient Turkic alphabet called Orkhon, both with very straight strokes and written from right to left. The Scandinavians have contact with the Göktürk Khaganate, an empire with its capital in current Mongolia because the origin of the Turks is precisely Mongolia. It is well known that the Vikings traveled widely around Europe, visiting or rather looting and invading places like England, Ireland, Russia, Ukraine, France, Spain, and even traveling to Greenland, Canada, the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and even the Caspian Sea. So it's possible that they had contact with the Turkic peoples. And actually there was contact between the Vikings and the Turkic peoples, but the truth is that the writing systems are not similar because of that contact. If you know how to read runes, you will realize that there are only a few similar letters, and in fact the similarities is due to the very right angles of both alphabets. And actually the ancient Hungarian writing and the ancient Italic alphabet, which include the Etruscan alphabet, can be confused with the Viking runes. So, what is the relationship between Vikings, Turks, Etruscan and Hungarians? Do they have the same origin? Well, the truth is, they do have. The language of the Vikings, all Norse, is a Germanic language, part of the Indo-European family. The Turkic peoples speak languages of the Turkic family. Hungarian is an Uralic language and Etruscan is part of the hypothetical Teutonian family, but the writing systems do have the same origin. To begin with, there are various types of runes. The Elder Futhark used in Proto-Germanic, Proto-Norse, Gothic and Old High German was used from the 2nd to the 8th century, while what we call Vikings existed from the 8th to the 11th century. Therefore, what we call Vikings actually used the younger Futhark used for Old Norse. Furthermore, there was also the Futhark used for Old English and Old Frisian. And well, where did the runes come from? There are several theories about their origin, but it is known that they definitely had to derive from some Mediterranean writing system. One of the most valid theories is that the runes derive from the Etruscan alphabet, a type of alphabet that is member of the ancient Italic alphabet, which makes a lot of sense. This is believed thanks to the inscriptions of Negau and Maria Salabek, inscriptions of some Germanic language with the Etruscan alphabet. And well, it is quite noticeable that the Etruscan resembles the runes. The Latin alphabet is actually also an evolution of the Italic alphabet, so the runes and the Latin alphabet would be sister inscriptions. And well, in turn, the ancient Italic alphabets derive from Greek, and this one from Phoenician, which evolved from Egyptian hieroglyphs. So the runes would come from Egypt. And well, where did the Turkic writing come from? The Old Turkic script, also known as Göktürk or Orkhon script, was the script for the Old Turkic language, a language native to the area of what is now called Mongolia. The Turkic script is also known as the Orkhon script after the Orkhon Valley, Mongolia, where some scripts were found. And as I said before, the Vikings did sail in places like the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, places also explored by the Göktürks. But the Göktürk alphabet was not actually invented in Mongolia. One theory says that the Orkhon comes from the Tamgas. Tamgas were a type of seal used by clans or tribes across Eurasia. And the truth is that it does give the impression of coming from there. There are people who even think that the Tamgas are in turn originated from attempts to copy some Chinese characters in the time of the Xiongnu. However, it is currently known, or at least is the most valid theory, that the Orkhon does not come from the Tamgas, but comes from Aramaic. That is Jesus Christ's native language. It seems that Aramaic evolved into some writing systems such as Pahlavi to write languages of Iran, Sogdian to write the Sogdian language, and Indo-European language spoken in what is currently known as Uzbekistan, and Kharosti to write Indo-European languages such as Pali and Sanskrit spoken in South Asia. And well, Aramaic in turn comes from Phoenician, which comes from the Egyptian hieroglyphs, making that the runes and the Orkhon do have the same origin. The Göktürk alphabet most likely evolved from the Sogdian, but there are people who actually investigated the theory that the ancient Turkic alphabet came from the runes of Europe. The first person to decipher the Orkhon script was a Danish linguist who originally called the writing as the Turkic runes. But then, if the Göktürk writing does not come from the runes despite having the same Egyptian Phoenician origin, why do they look similar? Rune, from Proto-Germanic runo, means letter, secret or mystery, and were more than a simple alphabet. Each rune had a hidden meaning, and for example, the Tiwaz rune was named after the god Tyr and has meanings such as victory, bravery, and honor. So the sharp angles associated with hardness. Also, the truth is that basically all runes can be related to hardness or strength, just like for the Göktürk culture. And in reality, the runes and Turkic writing have this shape because they were normally written on hard surfaces such as stone, metal, wood or bone, unlike cuneiform written on wet clay or South Indian scripts written on soft surfaces, which gave it a more circular appearance. I know that some cultures also wrote on stone with circular angles like the Egyptians or Mayans, but well, the Norse, Etruscan, Hungarians and Turks simply managed to write with right angles. What is curious is that there are indeed some similarities between the Turkic alphabet and the runes. This symbol in Turkic represents the sound A or A, and in Elder Futhark it's also A. This one in Turkic is like an E or like a W, and in Futhark it's also like an E. Although the truth is that this seems to be simply a coincidence because there are symbols that look similar but with quite different sounds. This in Turkic is Ba, while in Futhark is O. However, even symbols can change even in related systems. In Turkic, this one makes the cha sound, in its descendant the Hungarian the sound of ja, in Etruscan ka, his descendant the Elder Futhark za, and in younger Futhark it is ma. And by the way, if you were wondering, the Hungarians had contact with the Göktürk around the 6th century, long before they had completed their immigration into Central Europe. At that time, they adopted the Turkic alphabet for the Hungarian language. So well, it seems that the resemblance between Turks and Nordics is a mere coincidence that is quite interesting. Although the truth is that in addition to the writing system, I still see a lot of similarities between the Turks and the Nordics. Now with European music, sometimes I don't know if I'm seeing something Turkic or Viking. It's funny how people confuse Turks with Arabs or Persians, and I see a lot of resemblance to the Nordics. And even with throat singing. Throat singing is a type of singing typical of Mongolian and Turkic peoples. However, it turns out that the Scandinavian cultures also use a very similar type of throat singing. I know that in addition to Turks and Mongolians, Tibetans also use this type of singing, but I don't know if the Scandinavian throat singing has reached Scandinavia through maybe Uralic peoples such as the Sami or Finns, or maybe it's just another coincidence. Anyway, if you want to listen to Turkic and Nordic music with throat singing, I leave you here some bands with throat singing that you can listen, and you can tell me if you think that the Nordics and the Turks have some similarities. So if you liked the video, you can subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.